Welcome to NBAF Reimagined, where every week we bring you some of the most compelling movers and shakers within Atlanta's art scene. Thank you for tuning in to NBAF Reimagined.
So I am AO Ognelodh. I am an artist here in Atlanta. I paint murals, and obviously I create works of art. It's been an opportunity. It's been challenging. It's been exhilarating. It's a very love-hate relationship that I can appreciate. I've learned so many things that I feel like I would not have been able to learn anywhere else. And I will say, when it comes to my artistic process, I try to hold on to the things that I grew up with as opposed to the things that I currently see. There are so many things that I think aren't native to Atlanta culturally. So when I'm producing my artwork, I try to kind of take it back a bit and go back to my roots, my personal roots. So my work is women-based and spiritually based. I like to focus on women because women are such a key component in society, period. And I feel like there is often an oppression and suppression when it comes to women. And I feel like when women are able to tell their stories, that's when change and transitions are actually able to happen appropriately and effectively. And I do like to use biblical context to support those things because unfortunately the Bible has been used to oppress and suppress women. So I like to incorporate scripture that elevates and encourages women to be transparent with where they are so that they can live their truth and be free in who they are. Not hiding behind the confinements or expectations that society has placed on them, but actually digging deep, figuring out who they are and walking in that. People want artists until they have to pay an artist, in a sense. They don't understand the actual work and turmoil that goes into our creativity. So I think having that struggle and constantly having to have those conversations with people, letting them know that, yes, I have a talent, it's a skill, but you have to pay for it at the end of the day. If you could do it, you would, but you can't. So you have to hire me to do so. A lot of people, they see artists and they think, oh, they're just kind of flighty, or they, this is what they love to do. And it's like, just because I love to do it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be paid for it, in a sense. It's almost like I shouldn't be doing something that I enjoy doing, or whatever the case may be, or you shouldn't have to pay for something that I should enjoy doing, but you should, because it's my job. I went to school for art. It's not just you wake up and paint one day. It's a process. As you can see, it requires a lot of work, it requires a lot of skill, and it's very expensive. And unfortunately, I can't live off paint, in a sense. I'm a person. I require things. So yeah, educating the public, understanding how much things cost, understanding the quality of things, but also educating other artists, because unfortunately there's this thing where because I'm an artist, I shouldn't be paid, or I should be paid a very minimal fee. And it's like, no, you're producing top quality work, so you should get top dollar for what you're doing. I've seen in this business a lot of artists undermine themselves. They undermine their pricing, and I'm just like, what are you doing? You're talented, you're skilled, and you're educated. People have to pay for that. So I think educating the public in terms of how much things cost, the requirements it takes to even do the things that they're asking, but also educating artists to appreciate their skill set and understand that it's very valuable and that people need to pay for it. They pay for everything else. Why should art be any different just because I love what I do? I don't think that's fair. Okay. So I sell tickets to my shows. First of all, I don't have gallery representation. So that means everything is coming strictly out of my pocket. And for some odd reason, it's been my experience, when things are free, people don't show up. It's like they don't appreciate it as much. But when I'm charging you for it, then there's some type of appreciation for it. So it's like, so then you come. And it is a very crazy thing, but it does at least help fund the experience. You know, you pay to get into the High Museum of Art with no problem. So why am I any different? You know, it's like I'm just as talented as the next person. You don't have a problem with doing that. So here I am at the end of the day. And people come. They show up and they sell out the show. So let's see. In January, I'm actually hoping to do a new show. In March, I had one this year, in May, and it was called Her, which stood for Healing Every Reality. So I will be hopefully preparing for that show in March that I would like to have. And that show will focus on generations of women, especially my particular generation with the women that are in my life. At this point, I'm open to so many things because it can go any place at this point. I'm not limited in anything that I'm doing. Obviously to have more shows, but I will say my focus and my artwork has shifted a bit in terms of my concentration and what I portray in my artwork. So really pushing that message, that's what my next step is, getting that out there and allowing it to be seen and heard.